Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Glow Up podcast with Chef Stacey Dugan. I am your host, and this podcast is about empowering you to take control of your health and wellness, to take control of your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I'm super excited to share my 25 plus years of experience in the plant-based food culinary space, and also as a nutritionist and as a mother and as an entrepreneur. So we're excited to be here. And next to me, I have the best of me. It is my co-host, my favorite human on the planet. And I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce himself.
Hey, my name is Zion, and I'll be your co-host for today. And we're going to be asking each other some questions for the podcast, like our introduction.
So here we go. The first episode is about Zion and I not only getting everyone to know who we are, but us getting to know each other, because I'm sure there's some questions that he has for me that he's never asked before and some things he may not know. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Zion, you want to go ahead and ask me your question first?
So the question I'd like to ask you is, how old are you?
I am 50 years young. I'm not old.
You look 30, but...
Hey, come on now. My favorite, where's the button we like?
I don't know. I think it's like...
No, that's
the
not
wrong
the right one.
But okay.
I'm 50 years young. I just turned 50 February 24th.
So another question is, how old were you when you decided to become a business owner?
I decided to become a business owner honestly when I was like 7 years old.
Really?
Yes,
wow. I thought you were
because
gonna be like
when I was 7, I had my own business. I used to sell tie-dye T-shirts and sneakers. So I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I used to tie-dye T-shirts and sneakers and pants and whatever I could find, and I would sell them. So I, by default, was just a business owner then. So I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. That's always been my thing. But when did I become an official business owner? When I had an EIN number and had to pay taxes and all that stuff as a business owner. I was about 25, I believe. I mean, it's all kind of muddled together, but I believe I was about 25. When I opened up my first restaurant in Atlanta, that's when I was in 2000, I believe. So, yeah, about 25
It's a
years
long
ago.
time ago. So why did you become an entrepreneur?
I became an entrepreneur because of the freedom. I like having freedom as an entrepreneur. I'm not a very good employee, not meaning that I won't do what you tell me to do. If I have a boss that's telling me what to do and it infringes on my time and the things that I want to do, then that makes me not a very good employee, because employees have to follow what the boss says, right? But I've always felt like I'm the boss of my life. So I've always been an entrepreneur. I've had jobs before, but I've never had jobs for that long. So that's what made me going to become an entrepreneur, is that I've never been afraid to take a chance on myself. And the freedom that entrepreneurship offers you is just unmatched.
Yeah. Can you share what jobs you used to work before you started becoming an entrepreneur?
Oh, that's a good question. Look at these good questions my son asking me. So, okay, what was some interesting jobs? I used to work at Blockbuster Music. Do you know what that is, Zion?
No. Too young for that.
Blockbuster Music was a record store when they had record stores, and it was in Atlanta. It was off of Peachtree Street, and I worked there. And then after I worked there, I started working at a record store called Earwax in Atlanta. And Earwax was like the number one independent record store owned by Jazz. Shout out to Jazz. And all the artists would come in there. All the big producers would come in there, and they would get records, because he had old vinyl records. You know what vinyl is?
Kind of. Not really.
We have a bunch of vinyl records at the house. We're going to have to pull those out. Yes. Yes. And he sold a lot of vinyl records. And so I just really enjoyed working there. So that was like one of my jobs. And then after I graduated from college, I was a cocktail waitress at a nightclub. What else did I used to do? I used to throw parties. That was kind of entrepreneurial side. I've had all kind of jobs. I worked as a chef at the Wynn here.
It's like a 5-star hotel in Vegas.
I did. I worked at a couple of restaurants in Atlanta also, just to make ends meet, as a server, as a waitress. I worked a lot of different jobs. Working a job is cool when you're younger, because it gives you a lot of experience. So, yeah. Those are some of the jobs that I've had. But my best job, if I could tell you what my favorite job was, it was working as an executive at Universal Music Group. I did artist development, which is basically marketing for Universal Music,
That's really cool.
specifically MCA Records. Yeah.
Why did you decide to do health and wellness?
Health and wellness has always been a part of my life. The elementary school that I went to in Detroit was called Nataki Taliba. They served all vegetarian lunches. So the principal of that school, the woman who started the school, was vegetarian in the early 80s. And so I had always been exposed to vegetarian food. And then my mother, your grandmother, she was pretty health conscious. We would always have home cooked meals. We wouldn't really eat out a lot at fast food restaurants and things. And then I'm just a natural vegetarian. I just really do enjoy eating plants, and I've never been a big meat eater. So that was one of the reasons. And then when I was around 3 or 4 years old, I was diagnosed with eczema, which is the skin disorder that was really bad on my hands. All my skin used to bleed and crack. I have pictures. I have to show you.
Yeah.
My skin was not, you've seen it?
Yeah.
You've seen the pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could not figure out how to get rid of the eczema. And I thought that I was doomed to have eczema for my whole life. I went to all kind of dermatologists and all kinds of people. And they told me that I would have eczema for the rest of my life. And when I started changing my diet and finding out about the healthy lifestyle and about eating plant-based and eating for health and just eating from the earth and actually eating fruits and vegetables and then cleaning out my body, I started experimenting on myself, and I went on a raw food diet or lifestyle for about 3 months straight. And then my eczema went away, and it never really returned after that. And I got rid of some stress too. But to answer your question, the main reason why I went into health and wellness was to cure my eczema. I used to get colds and stuff a lot. I stopped getting colds. I stopped getting sick. So I was like, oh, there's truth to this. This actually works. That was 25 years ago, and I just never looked back.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Do you think that eating healthy reduces aging?
Well, that's a good question. Eating healthy definitely reduces aging. And when you say reduces aging, you mean like it slows
Like
the
your
aging
looks,
process. Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't think I look 50 years young. And it definitely helps with reversing or stopping the aging process in a lot of ways. Like your skin is clearer. You don't have a lot of wrinkles. My health is immaculate. You know, I can run, I can jump rope, I can lift weights. I can basically do the same things I was doing when I was in my 20s. So
Yeah.
eating healthy helps with that, because let me just say this, and I'm teaching you something. There's 102 minerals, I believe, in the earth, maybe 108. We got to check that. But the same exact minerals because your body is made up of minerals also. The same exact minerals that are in your body are also in the earth. That was important to me, to make sure that I'm eating from the earth so that I can reverse the aging process and replenish my cells. Fasting too helps with that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Have you ever been like deathly sick before? Or-
absolutely not.
Wow.
I've never been deathly sick. I've never been sick where I had to go to the hospital and stay for days and that kind of thing. I've been relatively healthy my whole life, thank goodness. So shout out to my parents for that.
Okay, and my last question, why did you start cooking in the first place before all the health and wellness stuff?
That's a good question. So I've always enjoyed eating healthy. And when I was living in Atlanta, right after I graduated college, I started working at the record label, MCA Records, and Universal Music Group / MCA Records. And at that time, I had some friends that were opening a raw vegan restaurant. Do you know what raw food is?
Yeah, it's where you don't cook it at all.
Correct. You
Or
don't
it's
cook the
under
food.
115
degrees. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. So nothing is cooked over 115 degrees. And I opened a raw food restaurant because I'm an entrepreneur first and I'm a chef second. So I was like, oh, this is an opportunity to open up a raw food vegan restaurant. This is another way for me to make more income. At the time, I was working at the record label, so I was making money. I didn't have any children, wasn't married, had unlimited American Express card. You know, I was just living my best life, and I had the money to open up a restaurant. So I opened it with my own credit, my money. I did partner with some people. And then I started learning about the health benefits. So I started studying under Dr. Sebi at the time, under David Wolfe, who's another raw food advocate, and just started learning about the healing power of raw food. And so that's how I started learning how to cook. I didn't go to culinary school. I opened a restaurant, and then I had to figure out how to cook, because if I didn't figure out how to prepare these foods, then my restaurant would fail.
Yeah.
So I was trying to save my money, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it came about. It wasn't that I went to culinary school. It was just that I wanted to open up a business, and it sounded interesting, and ended up working out, and ended up putting me on a trajectory and a path of health and wellness and healing through food. Yeah, so thank you for those questions. Now I got some questions for you,
Okay.
my sweet prince. So, how old are you?
I am 11 years old. My birthday is on November 24th.
Okay. I know you're 11 years old, but what is your aspiration as far as what you want to do in life?
So I'm a professional actor. I've done a commercial for Nike, and I do auditions almost every day. So that's my career, and that's how I make money, and that's how I want to make money and stuff.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you're very good at it too. You memorize lines really quickly.
Yeah.
You're awesome. So I have raised you plant-based for actually your entire life, but you do eat some fish now, correct?
Yeah.
Both you and I. So let's be very transparent with everybody.
Yeah.
Let me just go back for a second. I was plant-based, vegan, strict for 15 years because I was a part of a Hebrew community that knew how to make the best vegan food on the planet. And I learned how to also make plant-based food from them. But I was very strict vegan for 15 years. That means no dairy, no meat, no ice cream, no, everything made from plants. And when I got pregnant with you is when I started eating fish again. So now I'm just mostly plant-based. But you have been raised mostly plant-based your whole life. You just started eating fish recently too, like over the past couple of years. Yeah. So how has it been for you being raised as a plant-based child? Tell me about that.
Well, it's kind of just the same as other kids, except for maybe you'll go to a cookout or something and people will ask you or offer you meat and you'll be like, nah, and then eventually they ask if you're vegetarian and then you say yes. And some kids, they think you want to save the cows or save the chickens or something, but it's really just you don't really want to eat meat. Like,
you don't. You're saying you don't want to eat meat.
So you're not for anybody else, it's just for me.
So you're not plant-based or vegetarian because of the animals?
Yeah.
You don't care about the animals?
I care about them, not like, you don't have to be so cruel about it, but long story short, I think animals were to be eaten.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I believe that too. I mean, to a certain extent. My thing is each his own. If you want to eat animals, that's fine. I choose not to. I do eat fish, but that's it. And you and I both basically have the same lifestyle. We eat fish, but we don't eat chicken. We don't eat shrimp. We don't eat certain things. Yeah. So, yeah.
Now I only eat a limited amount of seafood because I'm allergic to shrimp. Me and Mom are.
Mm-hmm. I'm allergic to all shellfish. I found that out the hard way.
Yeah. I found that out the hard way too. I took the tiniest bite of shrimp. Mm-hmm. My throat started closing up really fast.
That happened to me. I went to Papa Do's in Atlanta in my 20s, and I ate, I don't even know, but it was a bunch of shellfish, and I blew up like, have you seen that movie Hitch before? No. We got to watch it with Will Smith. And he ate some shellfish, and his whole face blew up. That's how I was. I had to take a oatmeal bath and everything. So
oatmeal bath.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was wild. But anyway, that's kind of how we eat. But how has it been? Okay, so tell me, what are the benefits of eating plant-based as a child?
Well, you consume healthier foods because there are like a lot of meats who are healthy, but there are a lot of meats who are really unhealthy to an extent. Like pork, I'd say, is really unhealthy. Mm-hmm. But you get that health benefit, and you figure out new foods because tofu is a good alternative for eggs and stuff. And you figure out new foods and how to cook new foods for an alternative to meat.
That's true. That's true. Which leads me to my next question about you. Do you enjoy cooking?
I really enjoy cooking. I do it as a hobby. I do it to survive. I do it to eat. I love cooking a lot.
So what made you start cooking? Because you're 11 years old and you're a really good cook. I'll just say this. Sometimes I'll come home after a day of work and Zion will either have dinner cooked or he'll be like, Mom, you want me to make you something to eat? And I'm not talking about no regular stuff. It's like pasta with lemon sauce and capers and all kind, steamed broccoli with some cut up chicken stuff. He just gets down in the kitchen. So what made you start cooking and who taught you how to cook?
Well, my grandma and my mom mostly taught me how to cook.
My mom. Who's that? Your mom? Me?
Miss Stacy. And I had to start cooking because Mom had a restaurant down in Container Park before, and she would be gone for most of the day, most days of the week. So I had to learn how to cook for myself because my grandma wasn't always going to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner for myself. So she kind of taught me how to cook some stuff, and I just went off from there, and I started doing stuff on my own to cook.
Yeah, you did. That was good. You did really good. And I'm glad that Granny was around to help you cook. I feel like showing children how to cook is one of the most efficient things that you can do for your household. Because it's funny to me when I hear mothers or fathers talking about, oh, I got to cook for my kid today, or I don't feel like cooking dinner for my child. And the child is 13, 14. After age 12, your child should know their way around the kitchen.
I started cooking when I was like 7.
Yeah. I started letting you use a knife, a real knife, around 7. And that's when you started learning how to cook. And then we showed you how to use the stove. We wouldn't let you cook on your own. Well, you weren't really staying by yourself at the house. And it wasn't until you got to be about maybe 9 or 10, that we started letting you stay home. And then you can cook on the stove by yourself. And we felt like you weren't going to burn the house down.
Because I would ask Granny to come with me when I go cook. Because I didn't want to mess anything up. Because you would always tell me, don't do this, don't do that. And I didn't want to mess anything up.
Yeah, that's good. It's okay to mess up sometimes, but you've done pretty good. You haven't burnt a lot of things.
I don't think I've burnt
I don't think you've
anything.
ever burned
I
anything.
think the last time I burnt something was when I slightly burned some rice.
Oh,
So I
okay.
left it on the stove.
Okay, but now you know how to make rice. Yeah. Do you stir rice? Yes or no?
No.
Woo-hoo! Look at that. Where's my little button?
I don't know. I think it's this one.
That is
Wrong
not
copy.
it, bruh. Okay, so are you going to be plant-based for the rest of your life? What do you think?
I think I will. I don't think I'll ever really eat meat.
Do
Because
you get cravings to eat meat? Like when you see your friends out and they're eating hamburgers and they're eating steak and chicken and all these things? Because it's been times when you've been at a birthday party and you couldn't eat anything. How do you feel about that?
I don't really get cravings. The only time I kind of got a craving is when my friend got a really nice looking burger and I was really hungry. I hadn't ate all day. But I don't really get cravings for meat because I've tried real meat once and I didn't like it at all.
Tell me about that experience. What happened?
So my friend, he got Raising Cane's and I had the littlest bite and I didn't like it at all.
That's chicken.
Yeah, it was chicken. And I don't really get cravings because whenever I eat meat, my stomach will hurt really bad.
Didn't you eat a hot dog one time?
Oh, I did eat beef this one time at this acting event. They served me some beans, and it had meat in it, and that was
Oh yeah, you got
bad
sick.
time.
Yeah, you did get sick.
I
Not
almost had to go
hospital
to the
sick,
hospital.
but yeah,
I almost had to.
yeah, I remember that because it was beans and rice, and they cooked it with, I think it was beef stock. Because
Yeah.
I tasted it. First, I asked you if it was vegetarian because you were tearing it up.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah. And then I tasted it, and I was like, this tastes like it has meat stock in it.
Yeah.
And I asked them, and they were like, no, it doesn't. But anyway, you got really sick off of that
Yeah, it was
beans and
probably
rice.
one of the worst days in my life.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like
horrible.
curled up on my bed for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, I remember that. That was bad. Both you and I have sensitivity to meat. So you're also an athlete, right? Mm-hmm. What's your sport right now? What do you?
Well, right now I do boxing, but I just recently quit basketball after playing it for 5 years, 5-6 years. But I'm a boxer now, and I'm just athletic overall, I'd say.
Yeah, you train though every day, so you've been doing really good. Tell me about what your workout routine is, because this is important for children to have some kind of workout routine, even if they're not in an organized sport like boxing or basketball. What is it that you do on a daily basis just to stay in shape?
Every day I wake up, and since I live in a pretty nice neighborhood, I go on a walk or ride my bike or go on a jog. And then when I get home, I usually do a simple workout of 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, plank for a minute, some curls for my hands, and yeah, that's it.
You were showing me your muscles the other day. I was like,
So mean.
I'm not mean. I'm just
you,
saying, they.
Bummed my confidence a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I?
No, I'm joking.
Okay,
But
I'm about to-
still.
Well, your little muscle, your little cute muscle. You were so cute.
Mom is really strong.
Yeah, I got muscles.
Yeah.
But I've always had muscular arms though. But I do work out. I went to the gym today. That's
Yeah.
important. Yeah, especially as a 50-year young woman, I need
It's just
to.
good to do something, at least something every day.
Yes, absolutely. Something every day is good. And then you work out with your children. We do a lot of stuff together, but I get up earlier than him. Well, lately you've been getting up earlier than me though.
Yeah, today I got up earlier than
You
you. I took a
did.
walk. I did my workout.
I
and you're
know.
like,
Before I
"Wanna go
got
to
out
the
of
gym?"
bed. I know. Wow. I'm impressed. Okay. You have any other questions for me?
No, that's it.
Well, I do have a couple more questions for you. What is your favorite thing to cook and why?
My favorite thing to cook is kind of hard. I don't really have a favorite, but I really like cooking this one vegetarian teriyaki and chicken thing. It's really good, really simple to cook. All you have to do is cook some rice. You have to cook the chicken, then put the teriyaki sauce on it, and it's very good, especially with some broccoli or any type of vegetable.
Yeah, it is. I like that. I like that meal too. And it's simple and it's easy and it's filling. It's high in protein because the vegan chicken, I believe, is made out of some kind of pea protein
Soybeans,
or
I
something.
think.
It might be soy or pea protein or something.
Yeah.
But that's really good and it's easy. We're going to be doing cooking with kids classes. We have to. So we're going to put that together because I think you would be really good at leading a cooking with kids class.
Did that a few times, and I really enjoyed it.
We have done it, but we haven't done it on a consistent basis, and we haven't done it since last year. I think this is a good time for us to bring those back. So y'all can stay tuned, and we'll let you know about the cooking classes. Now you got a little bit of background about me and about Zion, and one thing I didn't mention was that I owned a restaurant downtown called Simply Pure for 7.5 years. That's probably pretty important to mention, huh? That I'm a restaurateur. And just so you know, the first year that I opened the restaurant, I also was pregnant with Zion. So that was very interesting. I was raising 2 children at one time, a business and also a real child. And that was quite a feat. A lot of it I don't even remember. I don't even know how I did it, but we kept it going for 7.5 years. We got another restaurant location coming, but we can't say where yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's all good. So this was so much fun. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thanks for those questions. I really enjoyed them.
You're welcome. Thank you for my question. I can't wait to have our next episode. And you want to leave the people with anything encouraging? Give me something that people may not know about you when it comes to your health and wellness. What is something maybe that you do, like a ritual that you have, or something that you believe that people may not know, or that I may not know?
Well, I've actually been getting into Buddhism a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something that we have to talk about for
I've
sure.
been getting into Buddhism. But
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
As far as Buddhism, as far as mind, body, spirit, meditation.
mind, body, spirit, not as a god or anything. Like,
Okay.
I'm still a Christian, but
Okay.
I
But you
do,
just-
I believe in that though, like meditating and like eating healthy and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, very good. That's very good. That's going to help you tremendously. Okay, thank you for sharing that because I didn't know. So now I know to nurture you in that area because I want you to explore different things in different ways. There's different paths to God. I always tell people that. There's not one straight path and you have to find your own, essentially. So I'm happy for you. So you have a question for me?
Is there anything they don't know about you?
Yes, I probably should have thought that through before because I knew you were
Yeah.
going to ask me that question. Let me think of something really fast. Let's see.
Yeah. But I've been getting into Buddhism. I've just been like researching it a bit, not like anything else, but researching it,
Yeah,
seeing anything.
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I think for me, something that people don't know. Maybe my morning routine. I'm pretty transparent, but my morning routine is very centered around my wellness and mental health. So I have a strict morning routine and I pretty much follow it every day. If I miss something, then usually my day is off. And I usually try to get up in the morning, like 5:30 in the morning. I get up around that time. The first thing I do is give thanks to God for my life, for you, for our family, really every day. And then I get up and usually brush my teeth, wash my face, and then I journal, meditate, read, pray. All 4 of those things, usually in that order: journal, meditate, read, pray, or sometimes I'll pray, then read. And as long as those 4 things are done, I always drink water as much as I can until my belly's full. when I wake up. And then I always do some kind of physical exercise every day. I don't skip a day, and it could be just doing something as simple as some push-ups or some sit-ups. I like to go outside and jump rope
Yeah.
and lift weights, so sometimes I'll do that.
Outside now, it's like 10 degrees. In
I went
Vegas.
outside yesterday. I ran for a mile and I almost died. It was like, what in the world? So I came back and I just did some exercise outside because that was wild. So people wouldn't know that, but I have a very strict morning routine. So as long as all those things are done, then I'm good after that. And I usually take about 2.5 to 3 hours for myself every morning.
Yeah, it is really important to drink water. I read an article saying 90% of illnesses come from dehydration or not drinking water.
Exactly. We can
I
talk
don't know
about
if it's
that.
true, but it still
It's
proves my
true.
point.
It's true. People do not drink enough water.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're supposed to drink, just so people know, the rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces every day. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to drink 100 ounces of water a day. And just for reference, there's 128 ounces in a gallon. So it needs to be almost a gallon. Somebody like me, I weigh I'm probably up to about 120 pounds now. So I have to drink 60 ounces of water a day. So 2 of those big mason jars, and that's really enough. But I usually drink more than that. All right. Okay. Well, that's our first episode, and we appreciate you all tuning in, and we will see y'all on the next episode. Peace.
Bye. There you go. I got it right one time.
That's our outro music.
That's our outro. All right. Bye.